Hello everyone and welcome back to Hates the Name Plays Monster Train. So last time we had a fairly quick defeat with this setup here. I'm still not giving up on our no-win setups, so I'm actually just gonna go back to this one here and run it back. I think there is some serious potential for this to work. These are fine. Devour our spells, okay. Let's see what we get here. I'm kind of hoping for reform. Didn't get the reform build. I'm gonna go burnout in that case. I believe that's my preferred choice. I do like sting spells doing a lot of extra damage. We don't have any sting spells, however, and I can't really guarantee we're gonna get them. So maybe dazed when they enter the room below the pyre room will be more beneficial for us. At least we'll both share our days. It'll be a mutual dazing. So we got spikes 3 to deal with. Um, with burnout 3, we don't have any way of keeping him going, hey? No, I don't think so. So it's going to be tight if we play him on this turn as to whether or not he'll survive until the final boss. But then again, it's going to be hard to say if he'll come back through the deck before we get to play him again. So I think it's better off we play him now, and then we just try and deal with the boss in the best way possible uh, when we're given the opportunity. So I'll go ahead and give him a little buff. Don't think it's going to make a big difference overall, but why not? They're doing enough damage down here that I can play that and be pretty content with it. That said, I'm noticing it didn't really change anything because 35 is not enough to kill this unit. But we put a unit like that in the middle there, and suddenly nothing changed. Why? 35 damage should explode, then you should deal. Oh, are you going to be dead already? Yeah, because there's 2 at 5. Okay. So we definitely want that for the money, because we want to get paid. Now we're making a difference. For some reason, I didn't even look at the back unit. Oh, nice. The boss is showing up. Oh, bad. You're about to disappear. So not so nice after all. Let's go ahead and set up the best we can right here. They're both dying. Does this work on the spikes? It does. It's good to know. So we can take those kinds of trials a little more freely. Let's put them at the back. Oh right, you can't fit more than that on one floor. Oop. By default anyways. Well, we might have had room for one down here. That was actually probably a misplay. Um, let's put him in here because he's only really got a couple turns. We're not dealing a ton of damage here. It seems like our pyre is probably going to have to do some heavy lifting. We're not exactly likely to draw. Oh, I should have put him in front because of the fact that he do like he do. Well, we're taking another 3 damage on top of what we're going to take. So I wouldn't call this the best start, but we kind of expected it with a burnout champion, and I think we got to take the molded, we got to take the reform to give our champion a chance to come back. I like a vine grasp quite a bit to hit those back support units. And I think we got to go for the unit here. I was hoping for a hollow pretty much exclusively. I don't know if we would rather have um, a reasonable damage dealer or a reasonable tank in this situation. I'm gonna go with the damage dealer. I feel like it's more important that we kill as quickly before they reach the top floor. And I think she really needs multi-strike to be very exciting. Um, ooh. Putting endless on one of these guys is actually pretty nice. So I'm gonna do that, which means I'm not gonna be re-rolling. This is cheap, so I could afford to do it. Maybe I just put it on the guy we made endless, just to make him a little stronger. And I feel like I'm having deja vu over some of these choices I'm making. Um, it's a little dicey, I'll admit, and there's a good chance that some of those top units make it to the pyre, because as we've said before, we have like no way of stopping them. But they're at least dazed for this round too, so we can play stuff up here pretty comfortably. And I think I'll just do just that. And if we play you on the bottom floor, you do get killed, so I guess we'll hold off. There, got us to a nice 25. Just easy number. We're greedy, so we're gonna go for the gold. One of you is surviving, and there's not much we can do about that. Let's get some damage dealt here and remove that from our deck. Our champ is disappearing. Hopefully we get reformed soon. I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy down here just to blow him up. I'll deal a little bit of damage. I don't know that a regen on them is gonna make any real difference. Sadly, our pyre is taking more damage still. Yikes. Nice. No. That was close. This is what we want to see. This is the kind of thing we want to get moving a lot quicker. And now the boss is dead, so problem solved. And since we want to see that happen a little more often, maybe going for another reform makes the most sense there. And I think we can fit a razor sharp edge to make our damage dealers hit that much stronger, and hopefully we'll be able to give them some multi-strike. Let's go this way because we do need the pyre health. And multi-strike, that's exactly what we were hoping to see here. We can make one of our drags a slightly better version if we wanted. It's cheap enough that I'm okay with doing that. I think it's okay to make these guys a little more survivable. And I will pay to remove one train steward right off the bat here. Alright, let's see what we got. Ooh, it's this event. I used to hate this event because I thought, you know, the spells just purge themselves, so what's the point in caring about it? I recently learned that if you hold on to the card long enough, it actually, you get a artifact, and it removes the purge and turns it into consume, which makes it so much more appealing. So here, I've tried this one and it was pretty solid. And in fact, it might be our best choice again. Damage shield, I don't know that we really need the survivability right now. We might need the damage more than surviving. Although we could use this to target a stronger unit. So let's try the skull out this time. As you could see, at one of my off-camera wins, I took the sword there and won with it. I'm pretty sure it was off-camera anyways. otherwise I might be repeating myself. Alright, damage shield on the explosives. That's kind of rough because we don't hit those very easily. So let's not set up down there, although we could remove the damage shield, but we still can't hit it. I think we'll go ahead and set up on the second floor here. I suppose I could have set up down here and let him take the hit. It's not like he's surviving past 3 rounds anyways. Okay, so, oh, that's dazed. That's actually kind of nice. Well, we have 2 molded, so never mind. It's a bit dicey to hit her with those, because it makes her a lot weaker. But then we made her stronger again, so that works out. And also, she's doing enough damage to clear the floor, with the champion's help, of course. We have a incant trigger, so we'll be fine to put this guy down. He won't actually die, so that's pretty nice. He's just gonna dish a little damage, although I guess it gets healed. Okay. Here's where, if we could have taken that guy out of the picture, could have put him in. That would have made a little more sense. Are any of you surviving? No, so that's nice. We'll put this guy down here. It's a shame to see both of our moldeds the turn before our guy burns out. But oh well, we will have to deal with that. So this has no targets? Yeah. Fortunately, she's quick, so we don't really have to worry about her too much. I will go ahead and set this up though. We don't want to cast this yet, because then we'd lose it. Let's make her stronger, just for the sake of getting her killed. We'll kill that unit too. Did I say getting her killed? Getting our kills. Let's put... Well, no, we want to leave room in case we do get that reform to come back around. We want to be able to put our champion in there. So we'll just go ahead and put that guy on the top. I mean, he's going to go down pretty quickly, but that's okay. I think it's fine to put this guy down here somewhere. We'll just fit him in. We want... we're not doing enough damage quickly enough to actually get through that, but that's okay. I mean, I'm worried about our top train stewards, but nothing's making it there, fortunately. So here's where we were hoping to see a reform. It could happen next turn as well, I suppose, and that'd be fine. Let's make her a little bit stronger. This one's healthy still. Make him take a little bit more damage before he blows up. And sure, why not? So here's where we're hoping to see a reform. We got both. Don't need both, but it's the thought that counts. And that makes the difference. He's already dead. So we're content with how this went. I didn't even think about what we could use here. We don't have spikes. This could give us spikes, but it doesn't exactly solve our... we can't exactly take both, and I don't think it would be worth it still. Plus 10 HP is not bad, for sure. There's not many units we'd want to use this on. Just like our tomb units, tomb, whatever. And then maybe our animus to give her some health. And maybe our champion, because he tends to tank. Not consume, quick. we maybe want to put on our champion since he does a decent chunk of damage. I think this is the smarter pick, just because we're bound to get another unit, like right here, where we're gonna want potentially to put quick on them, and I think we want the animus again. With capacity, we could fit, an extra drag on a floor, though I don't think that's super relevant necessarily. Like right now, we're not running into capacity issues too much. I think more Ember would be. Well, though most of our cards are 1 cost or 0 cost. I don't think we even have a single 2 cost card. So maybe this is the time we want to go for draw. This is a little more future proof, like if we do end up getting a 3 pip unit. But now let's try draw this time. We have enough Ember, we have enough capacity, as is. Ooh, this is a tough choice. I really would like the health. Some money would be nice. But I don't know what I would duplicate. Maybe her, since she's already, like, fully upgraded. I could duplicate this, and then when they become a consume card, we would have 2. It's not amazing, though. Whereas this way, I could really use, like, a hollow, like a tank, to go out in front of our second animus. Plus, the free removal would be nice, because we've got too many crappy units like train stewards. I see we don't have a merchant of steel for a while. It's a little bit rough. A little bit rough. And then a free artifact could be good. I'm leaning this way, and we're just gonna duplicate our animus of speed or whatever she's called. Yeah, animus of speed. It's a pretty strong choice, I think. So granted, we're gonna kind of want tanks to go in front of all 3 of these units. This is the obvious choice, I think, given the circumstance. It's gonna be a bit rough, but we did just heal up a bunch, so I think we can take it. Plus we've got damage output now with quickness. So let's put these guys right on the bottom floor here. And that kills them off, and we're only taking 7 damage, which is piddly amounts of damage. We'll put him up there just in case like a loot fairy or whatever shows up there. Haha, see? Huh? Thinking ahead. Alright, now let's go ahead and put her on this floor. She's not that strong yet, because we haven't had the chance to upgrade her. I guess we'll just put her on the top floor. And then we're going to use this unit as a tank here. Okay. As long as nothing has sweep or spikes, which I don't think anything does, we're more than happy to do that. Let's see if we have one of our better drags. Nope. So we'll just put this guy out here, because he's about to burn out. We're going to want something in front of our animus. We're not getting to him, huh? How you doing? Oh, you're fine, you're fine. Okay, I think we can just end. We don't need to play any units there. So our guy burnt out, but we get to bring him back, which is awesome. We'll let the drag tank a hit. Might as well remove 13 damage for 1 spell. Make her stronger. We're gonna want this guy here, but I think it's a little too late. Actually, wait, this is the one with Endless. So we'll put him behind, so that the one with Endless goes first, if that ever actually ends up happening. Might as well give him quick. This is our stronger of the two dregs. And I guess we might as well hit him with a couple of regen. 502 is pretty darn solid, I'll admit. He's burning out before he dies, so honestly this regen's not going to do anything for anyone. I don't think any of you have been hit. So I guess I might as well put down a unit there. Oh, I can do this too. Make a slightly stronger one. See how this goes. We're not leaving too much up to our next floors, and that's working out, so let's just end it there, not mess with it. That's good stuff. We actually succeeded at the trial and didn't lose a thing. I don't think we need this unit, although we could potentially like give him a whole bunch of health and then use him as like a tank. Or, you know, we don't even need to give him health, we can just cast him every turn. But I'm not totally convinced we need him as our tank option. Because he only takes one hit, so it's not really that great of a tank. Whereas this, I don't know if we have enough unit deaths to make this super worth it. Like 3 times. Say we even have like 5 deaths. 2 ember for 15 damage isn't really a lot. Granted, it's that damage to everything on the floor, but I feel like we don't have enough dying, because the only things we want to die are basically our dregs and our tome units. And we know that our boss is pretty much guaranteed to die, so I guess he counts as well. Maybe that's enough to be worth grabbing this. I guess it's okay, since we could use a little more spell damage. There's definitely some appeal here. Like if we can lower a couple of animuses of will onto the same floor, that's definitely solid. The concern is that really worth it? Like, putting them on the same floor is pretty good. Does it gain us a lot? Is it enough? I guess it's worth trying for sure. Then we only have to worry about one floor of tanks. And here we go. The event paying off. We gain the Hope for Peace, which cards with Purge have Consume instead. Fortunately, I don't think that applies to the enemy's cards that fill our deck with crap that we want to purge. 20 brings us to 109, so we're actually shy by a little bit of health, but that's absolutely fine. By 1 health, I mean. Normally I would say go here before doing that, but since we weren't over healing at all, it doesn't make a difference. Double stacking Restore does not seem worth it. I'm honestly not even sure we want the Restores at all. Like, they don't do very much for us. Let's take one, make one better, but we're gonna probably go ahead and remove pretty quickly a couple of them. Let's remove that. Do a reroll here. I'm gonna permafrost one of my reforms, my molded, just so that if we draw it early, we're not in trouble when our boss gets killed. Yeah, I think +10 damage on this makes sense. And we'll go ahead and remove 1 cost from our descend here. Keep everything nice and affordable. Nope, not that one. One of the unupgraded ones. I'm pretty tempted to remove another. Also, a train steward would be good to remove. Okay. I don't think that's a bad thing to do. See what we get out of this. The potions, right? Oh no, this is the where we get to choose to add something. And it's going to be a consumable card. I guess Melting Remnant would make most sense for us. We'll take that. It can hit our champion and give us some more turns. Although we now have the Permafrost Reform, which actually makes our champion a little bit better, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to kind of hedge our bets a little bit on both sides. We got near full pyre health. I think it's fine to do that now. Ooh, this guy's got sweep though. That's gonna hurt all three of our damage dealers, not including our champion. We're gonna be in a lot of trouble here. Okay, maybe we turn that off just to try and mitigate some of that hurt. Like, he does 4 damage already, but he's gonna have rage 2, which means he's gonna do an extra, like, 4 damage immediately. I thought it said rage 2. It does say rage 2, but it doesn't look like he has rage now. Oh, it's only on Slay that he gains rage. I see. So yeah, if we put this unit down here right now, they would just get killed and give him rage, which is terrible for us. Granted, our animuses actually have quickness, these ones. So we could potentially, if we get them strong enough, they could just take him out before he even hits them. So there's something to that. I think I'll just go ahead and play her at the top. It's a little dicey. Might be better off not to play her at all, honestly. But we'll see how this goes. So this is pretty solid. We won't use Razor Sharp Edge on her. We're gonna try and get her to a point where she can survive a hit. And she currently kind of is at a point where she can survive 1 hit from from those sweep units before they get the rage stacks. I was worried about this. They're gonna put tanks in front, of course. So let's give her another Steel Enhance just to keep her going. Put this guy out front. I don't know if we give him quick, I'm not sure he's going to keep that quickness. Oops. So we'll give him quick, or her quick. I'm not sure he would keep it once he dies and then gets reformed. So I felt kind of like we had to, it would have been a waste to use it on him. So I decided to not use it on him. So this now consumes instead of purges, so it's really nice. We're just going to use it right here to kill our most problematic of enemies. And now's the perfect time to go ahead and do that. Granted, we could have held out for longer if we wanted, but I don't see a reason to have to do that. Let's give her a bit of a block. And sure, why not? Let's get him killed. Brief respite already, so that's not bad. We'll set them up here. Let's give our champion a few more rounds. Since she could use the heal, why not? I think we should leave 2 spaces in case we get the animus. Although the one's about to burn out, so I guess we can fit 1 more in here. And then putting 1 at the top just burns out before it matters. Ah, I forgot we were up against the stealth unit. Oh, does this work? Stealth removed. You've just been hard countered. Get owned. Wow. That was like the rare time that resin removal just completely wrecks the boss. I don't believe we need an endless tome. Although if we put endless on our champion, we would stop having to worry about bringing them back with reform. That would make reform pretty much useless though. Stealth is also really good. So I think we'll take stealth here. Since we have the other answers for our boss already, stealth is the choice. We don't rely too heavily on heal spells, which is why I'm not really looking at this one either. Um, I think we can kind of fit this guy in somewhere, so he's just kind of a extra upgrade, if you look at it that way, for one pip, one floor space. I think we do want to go this way. We could duplicate something again, but I don't really know what we'd want to even duplicate at this point. I think we want to give our animus of will a chance to get stronger. And then we can obviously go ahead and remove a couple of train stewards or restores. I think let's do one of each. And then I think we do the upgrading first. This is not what we wanted to see from this. We'll go ahead and make this guy an even tankier version. That's fine. I can put quickness on her, although we have that book to give her quickness, so I'm kind of like, maybe let's not. Okay. It's not amazing, but it's a start. And I don't think we're going to bother with that other 25 HP. Let's see what we get out of here. Ooh. Rail spikes, huh? What do they do for us again? Rage and armor. Draws cards and makes them cheaper. And then plus to attack and burn out 1. This would be good on our champion. Whereas this would be good on any of our multi-strike units. So I think we got to go with this just because we do have more multi-strike units, and therefore we're going to have more like a better chance of gaining the benefits of that. Okay, so it's spell shields and armor. That's fine. Just thinking what upgrade we're gonna want after this. I'm not sure exactly which we need, because maybe just Ember. So I do still like putting her up here. We'll put her here. We've got our damage set up already. She's almost dead. If it wasn't for the armor, she would be. It's pretty nice. We can even put her 1 HP. So I think we're doing good work already. I believe the bottom floor has incant, yeah. Still, I'm gonna go ahead and give him the little armor. You are not endless, which means we're gonna put you there to make our unit a little stronger. I think it still makes sense to make her stronger here, despite the incant trigger. We'll hold on to this. Sure, why not? I could have put it on my champion, but I didn't want to incant that guy even further. Although, if I did the math, we probably still would have killed him, even if we did incant once more. Ah, here we're met with a chance to do this if we want. I have an interesting idea, which is to lower this guy first. Just so that there's like a damage buffer, and then we'll lower the last one. Oh, but he's about to die, so if we lower to this floor, it actually gets worse for us because we won't be able to cast him once he comes back. So that's not so good. We could lower her onto the bottom floor. We'd want to cast something in here, like maybe even just this train steward as something of a damage barrier. See, I'm not sure this is really what we want. Really anywhere. I think let's go ahead and remove the big unit. Here, I think we'll might as well put something up in front of her. Let's give it a little extra. There's no resin to remove. I don't think we need any of this. Yeah, we don't really want to bring back a regular drag. Okay, so definitely like doing this. Let's get our other big damage version in there. I think we're fine with giving +4/+4. We'll just give it to our lowest unit, lowest on the floor train. It's not a lot of point to this, but just in case the lady goes there, the fell boss. Ah, we've got one space for this somewhere. We'll put it right there. Let's keep these units burning. Because we've got these units lasting a while, I think let's put this on this floor. I kind of wanted to use stealth here as well, but ran out of ember, which honestly doesn't happen that often, so I'm still not sure what upgrade we're gonna want to see here. Since he's lasting, I think let's go ahead and hit him with quickness. And that already kind of solves the issue of that. Might as well do that and take every one of them out. I think we'll still cast this down here in case the next time is the final round. It'll give us one turn. Well, since this is free, we'll just hit her with that. And since this is free as well, we'll make sure she takes another 9 damage. It's not the final round, so that stealth isn't doing a ton, but that's okay. Just looking at what we could bring back. It's just regular drags. I think we'll just hold on to this in case we end up needing it for him for some reason. Let's continue making her ball out of control. That feels pretty good. Here we go, final wave. Let's make her hit even harder. These guys are gonna burn out before anything else. So there's no point healing them. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a restore on her doesn't really do a lot. Bringing our champion back and putting him on one of these floors would have been smart, but we didn't leave space for that to happen, so we're not going to be able to do that. We're only dealing 866, but she's only got 1145. So I think our next two floors have what it takes to, yeah, and you can see here that they do have what it takes to dish damage. Let's see how much damage this is doing. 24 plus 10, that's actually pretty decent. So I know she's already dead, so what are we doing? Well, just playing it out to see what I would have done. Something like that. And I guess there is a need or a reason to take energy. Ember drain. No, not ember drain. Ember gain. After this. So let's plan for that. I don't think we really need this. The only units that need the heal are the units that we don't mind if they die generally. We could certainly take this, remove all burnout from our champion. What do you do? Oh, you devour spells, right. This does a lot of damage though, so that's also pretty tempting. The only unit that we really care about burnout on is our champion, and we've got those reforms with permafrost to make it to work around it already, so I think that's fine to let him burn out, and we'll take the ember here. I think we've got enough card draw, and I don't think we need capacity. Tough choice. We don't need the health, obviously, but the money would be nice. We don't quite have enough to make either shop particularly amazing, but I mean, some free removals, and who knows what this could be. So this might be the better choice. Also because we're hoping to hit her with something else. Something to make her a little bit stronger. Granted, that's like all we're looking for. We wouldn't gain much else from going to the Merchant of Steel. Yeah, there's not much else to look for here. We could go this way and then hope to make that spell we just got cheaper, which we could guarantee we could do that. Maybe we could put holdover on this or something. That might be nice. Almost regret taking this because it just doesn't quite do anything for us. I mean, there's probably an argument that it could, and maybe I'm just not using it properly right now. Let's see, where do we have next? It's the final floor, so we'll have a choice of this unstable vortex plus a duplicate. I don't know what our duplicate target would be. Maybe one of our tome units that can be a tank for an extra floor. So I do think this is an okay route. I think this is fine. Yeah, that health is a bit of a waste, but otherwise, I think this is totally fine. If we got this to stealth 4 and then we put holdover on it, that'd be crazy. I was also tempted to do that. The fact that it consumes is fine. All of our spells are going to consume at the end, so I guess the holdover play won't be as strong. So we'll do this. I think no, we want to hit that with two cost reductions. So there's the holdover, but like we said, probably not super relevant considering the final boss is going to make our spells consume. And so we're definitely going with keeping on with our burnout plays. The fact that he's 150 makes him quite a strong unit now. I think we can afford to turn this on. We've got full pyre health, and we have the top floor is going to daze. Granted, that doesn't stop those units from making it to the top. We might have a chance of killing them before they make it there with the spell, if we get lucky. We did. Okay. That's actually awesome. Now I gotta decide, and I think the decision's pretty simple here. We just set up down here like normal. Make her as strong as possible. I hate that this guy's surviving without even taking a hit. This keeps our pyre from taking a hit next turn at least. We're going to be in a bit of trouble with these units. We hope to draw another spell that hits everybody. Didn't get that lucky this time, unfortunately. So yeah, we want her here, and we want to put him down. What do you have? You have harvest trigger. I see. So I think we just have to accept that this floor is going up. We could lower one of these units to try and make it less damaging, but they're gonna go behind this guy who's already making it up to the top as well. So I don't think this is the play. I don't really see this guy being too relevant right now. I do kind of like this, and maybe I should have cast this when I had more ember. Maybe I'll hold out on this then. In which case, maybe I will play this guy. I keep saying maybe, but I keep doing what I'm saying. So I should just say, I'm gonna. So yeah, we took 40 damage. It's not great. Don't get me wrong. It's not a good amount of damage to take. Well, I think there is a play here. At least to get the money, which honestly is not what I'm most worried about. I'm more worried about dealing the damage to this guy. But I think we can do this, and I think this will remove their dazed. Yeah. Sadly, not enough damage being dealt, but at least we'll get the money, and we'll have units here for if more units make it up, which they probably will. Do we want to let him die and then just bring him back next turn? That seems fine to me. There's no downside to doing that. Let's give him a little extra health. That keeps this unit alive. We are taking a few hits, which I'm not crazy about. Okay, so first and most important is that. Also decently important. And why don't we go ahead and do this? Can't believe we're only killing him and none of them. How much health are you surviving with? 90? We don't deal 90 up there. So I think we need to take him out of the picture. There, we're getting one of them at least. It's something. And I think we can afford to put this guy down here. And that's all we can fit on our floors. Welcome back. Might as well give this guy quickness. That's very nice. We don't need to cast this anywhere. I don't really want to change the outcome of this. I don't really want to change the outcome of this, so let's just give him a touch of a heal and say thank you. That'll do. Brief respite means that boss is coming next turn, so we'll give this guy some extra bit of that. Not sure what we could hope to bring back here. I guess we might as well hit him with a couple heals. And let's bring back just a regular old drag and put it... Oh, we can't put it there yet. Never mind. 941 is pretty good. We've got a couple of options to make it even better, one of which is lowering her. We're at a point where that's now a pretty viable option. Just trying to think of how we use our Ember most effectively, and I think this is a good start. Now he's dead. And then we would do that, and we would make the one at the back stronger, and then we'd hit them all as hard as possible. And that's pretty solid. So much quick damage coming out. It's really nice. So we did take 50 damage. That's a lot of damage, I'll admit to that. Here, I think we will just take another Fatal Melting. This guy, I swear, there is a place for him in some decks, but we just have not found it yet. Do we want any of these? I'm not sold on any of them. Well, granted, maybe we could have used like Engraft just as a sacrifice spell. I kind of like the HP, but I think this makes more sense. There's not a lot we're looking for from here. We just want one more upgrade for our Animus of Will. Start there. Plus 10 damage. I think that's enough to be fine with. It's not like another multi-strike, but it is already plus 30 damage. Let me think. You do 35 times 2, which means you're doing 70, whereas these do 23 times 3, which is like 69. Nice. Well, now I gotta. Also, it means that it is quite close. Is there... Sure, let's give this guy a little more health. He can be a secondary pseudo tank kind of thing. No, save our money. We have trinkets to look at. For removal here, I think we want to get rid of our final train steward, and we want to, I think maybe just a drag. The weak restores we can use to I think we want one of them coming back. Maybe we'll make it the big one. We can use our weak restores on the consume just as sort of a sacrificial thing. This makes our tomb units like a lot more survivable, a lot more tankier. This is quite interesting with our, we don't have too many X cost, but we have the rail spike, which is double stacked right now. So that would make that unit, I think it's enough to be happy with, because it would make that unit so strong. And I think this is also a decent option. We don't have enough for anything else really. We could re-roll and then we could afford something here. Or I can buy an endless option for one of our guys. These are zero cost units, so I guess it makes sense to give them endless. Okay, you're gonna consume spells. This is the big moment, so we'll see how this goes. So this we could use as our consume sacrifice. Granted, we got like no use out of it, but that's fine. Sadly, this does 0 damage. No point casting it, and I guess we might as well get rid of that then. Okay. She's not quick, so we don't want to put her down with no blocker. Could put him in as a blocker. He would block both attacks, and then she would respond pretty well. That's okay. This could be our consume spell since it already consumes. But we might have a better time to use it, like when there's a unit that's making it up that's going to be a problem for us. That said, if we do this, we could do this, and it would kill everyone. But we're also not really concerned about these units. They're gonna die. Granted, if we kill him off, we save ourselves from getting that self-mutilation put in our deck. / hand. But I think these spells are too good to just waste, so I think we hold out. So she definitely needs a blocker again. Okay, I think she's gonna die regardless though, because he only has 8 health. He's gonna die to the first attack. We can deal, does that say 3 damage? That is enough to kill off 3 of the units, so that's actually, surprisingly, that's enough. I think we're fine to put her up here. And then we'll use this regen as a sacrificial thing. This is gonna hit us, but whatever. So sacrifice that. I see you're burning out. Hopefully we draw the reform next turn. Let's do that to keep her alive. We are hoping to also draw our tank units, like our tome units. Okay. So this is fine. They're both dying. I think we can afford to do this. I was gonna do this because it would just be better on this floor, but I think because of the fact that we have to consume our first spell, we might just be better off not casting anything. I don't really love keeping this necessarily, but we want to keep it as a consume target in the future. I think as soon as we draw, yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as we draw Reform here, we're gonna have to cast it. And I think that's fine. It's consumed, I know, but we have another one in the deck. We can kind of use that. Rely on that. Here, let's put you down. Let's put you down. And let's add some strength to our bottom floor. Sure. Start dealing some extra damage on these floors. Basically, we just have to make sure that our pyre doesn't die to these big units, which I'm hoping we can do right now. That seems fine. Let's keep this guy going. What spell did we consume? That already has consumed, so perfect target for it actually. Let's get rid of those. And we'll put you up here. But we kind of want his damage more than his ability to block. Oh right, he won't be able to deal damage yet. So we did lose our middle blocker, but I think he was the endless one, so we expect to have him back right away here. I'm glad that that guy's dying. So let's give her quickness. Or maybe give our boss quickness. Yeah, that seems fine too. We'll kill off one of these guys who would otherwise make it to our pyre. And let's do that to try and kill off another one. Oh right, he's dazed. I keep forgetting. Keep forgetting. And I think let's use this to really buff her up. So yeah, our pyre's taking a chunk of damage, and it's gonna take a little bit more here. Like, yikes, we're getting close. But final wave. We've held out long enough. I think it's a solid sign that we're doing well. Let's take him out. Let's buy our animus. I don't even think that buys us 2 more turns, sadly. Let's take away those wastes of time. Because he burns out, giving stealth doesn't actually buy us any extra turns. Though if we reform something like this guy here, granted he comes back with burnout, so maybe that wouldn't be the best choice. He would take 1 hit and then deal 35 damage. The other option is reform one of these guys who lasts a little longer, and then we can give them stealth, and he'll actually act as a blocker for our animus for a little bit longer than he lasts. I think that makes sense. He does 10 times 3 though. Well, it's too late. I've already committed to bringing something back here. So we moved it to 1482 or 1492. That's over half. We just really need some good results on these next couple floors. With no way to reform right now, I don't think we want to move her down necessarily. Although, up here she's got 85 health in front of her. Here she would have less. Oh yeah, we actually do want to leave her up there. Let's use this as a heal to buy our unit a little more time. We are moving things along slightly, but only slightly. But I think it's the best we can do. Oh boy. I don't know if we can manage this much damage. 160 is pretty good. Out of 385, we're very close, but I don't see us getting there. Well, we can play our hand pretty much, so let's give our unit as much time as possible. Doesn't matter which one goes in front. I think we might have got there. We might actually have gotten there. Let's add 14 damage, and then we did it! Holy crap! Woo! With 20 pyre health remaining, we actually succeeded. This is good news. And that is the primary remnant with Allied Awoken. Covenant rank 17, complete. Finally done it. Not finally won Covenant rank 17, hasn't been that long, but finally got a win as one of those clan combos that we had left to win with. So that's awesome. Got me feeling good about it now. Let's see what we get. Merchant goods cost 20% more. Ooh, those things are getting expensive. Couple more gold cards, which is nice. Let's see how this fills out. Oh, only slightly, but still. That filled this one in, and now we only have 2 left that we have to work out with the Umbra. And we're on the fast track to making it to the top here. So thanks for checking me out, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.